there. So today I thought we would talk about what it means to kind of lose your identity as a person while you are supporting your child after they come out as transgender. And I want to explain what that means because it sounds a little bit heavy and a little bit like, wait, what are you talking about? So when our children come out as transgender, we as parents take on all of a sudden a lot of different roles, right? We become lifelong learners. We have to suddenly learn about what it means to be transgender. What are all those definitions for all of those terms that are out there regarding gender and sexuality, and what does it mean to transition and all the different types of transitioning? And what about hormones and what does that look like? And there's a lot of information that you learn when your child tells you that they are transgender. And so then in turn we become educators and we start to educate other people in our lives and in our children's lives about what it means for them to be transgender as well. And so, and also we have to start determining who are safe people to be in our children's lives, right? So then we are becoming allies and advocates for our children. So it's determining who are safe people for our children to be around. How do we determine who we are going to share that information with? And so we take on all of these roles all of a sudden as parents of transgender children. And in the doing of that, I've discovered over the past almost 7 years, we can kind of lose who we are a little bit as individuals. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't take on all those roles, because it's really important for us to be supporting our children and loving our children and making sure that they are supported well and loved. And especially you might find this if your children are younger than mine. My children were older when they came out. My youngest was 19 and a half. He's 24 now. And so it can take a lot of time and energy. And it can feel like that's where all of your attention goes to, right? And so now that my children are older, and what I'm doing more now instead of supporting them, and I'm not saying that I don't support my children, but they're both grown and living out of the house. So really what they're doing is they're supporting themselves essentially, right? And if they need support from me, they ask, and I'm supporting them as needed, you know, and loving them in the ways that I can. But I'm doing more of supporting other parents. And so it's a different kind of time and energy situation that it is if I was fully supporting my children, if they, you know, were living at home and if they were younger. And so because of that, I've realized that I've had to kind of like rediscover who I am as a person, and what does that look like? What are my interests? What is it that I enjoy? And I was like, why am I having to do this? Like, I know who I am as a person. Like, I have things that I enjoy, but because I have been so like laser focused on one thing for such a long time, those things have kind of fallen to the wayside, right? And so I thought, I'm probably not the only person who has experienced this, so why not come on here and talk about it? And while I was thinking about this, I did some reflecting and journaling, and I also discovered, and I wondered if I was the only person who this is true of, so I thought I would come on here and talk about it because I suspect that I'm probably not. That some of the things that I enjoy doing and have enjoyed doing in the past, I haven't done since my son came out as being transgender. And I think the reason for that is not just because I've been so laser focused on supporting him and also supporting other parents, is because the last time I did those things, I did them with him before he came out as being transgender. And so the memories that I have of doing those things have that that memory that is specific to that time before he had come out. And so because he didn't live at home when he came out, he was away at college, I don't have the same memories of doing those same things with him because he just wasn't here. And so I wonder how much of it is like a block, because my muscle memory of my brain is like, well, the last time you did that was, you know, during this time. And if you do that again, you know, it could bring back these memories. It might be painful. And so that's something that I have been thinking about and working through, and, you know, journaling about and being like, okay, so maybe it's just something that I need to prepare myself for. You know, if I do this thing, then, you know, this could happen, and what could that feel like, and just being ready for it, you know, because we've talked about before how sometimes grief sneaks up on you, and, you know, it could be circumstance related, or it could be, you know, totally out of the blue, but, you know, you can prepare for it and know that it could be coming. So that's what I had today. Was, you know, something that had just been on my mind, you know, and being, I guess, an empty nester now, I know that I'm not alone in this. I know that there are others out there who have children my same age or older, and we probably are all in this same position, maybe or maybe not. And so if this is you, I would love to know if you have this same experience, or if you have these same feelings or thoughts, and share them in the comment box, and let's talk about it. And if your experience has been different, I would love to know that too. Because I think we haven't been talking about this a lot, and so there's really no gauge to go by. So the more we talk about these kinds of things, the more that we can be able to dialogue about it and be able to go, oh yeah, you know, that was me too, or, you know, I have had this experience and this is how it's different. And then others who come along after us, you know, whose children are younger, can be able to say, okay, well, that's something I hadn't considered, and maybe this is something that I can expect when my kids get older. So that's what I have for today, and I think I'm going to do a video next week and probably review a book, because it is the week of Christmas, so I don't want to get into anything too heavy. And I will see you all next week. Okay, bye.